I'm not going to be a single mother. I don't want my baby grow up without a father. Even until now, he's not showing up. I asked him to do a DNA test. I asked him to speak out. He refused. Instead, he's been acting like a child on the show and playing a song like celebrating me being single mother. Yeah, so I'm not going to be able to keep the baby.
Oh, you're not. You're not going to be able to keep the baby. No, come on, the drama. Like, girls, save us the crocodile tears.
I didn't start this war, but I'm damn well gonna finish it.
Wait a minute! Who are you?
Everywhere you go, you're an anomaly! You're the original anomaly! And all this time, I have been the only one holding it all together!
Miguel, go easy on him!
You don't belong here. You never did.
Has no idea what he's doing!
And I'm about to do this. Everyone keeps telling me how my story is supposed to go. Nah, I'm gonna do my own thing.
War isn't a game, girl.
That's funny. Soldier 76 said the same thing.
You spend your second chance at life walking a lonely road.
No one cares, monk.
Someone always cares. You must simply seek them out.
I shouldn't be surprised you took his side.
You never gave me much choice. Wanna know what Martina's been up to?
Not interested.
That's not what my tracker says.
Are you ever tempted to contact your wife?
No.
Afraid she would try to kill you?
I'd be surprised if she didn't.
Your body seems to be adapting well to the changes, Gabriel.
This is what you call well.
Welcome, my friends. My name is Antoine Phoenix, and this is my RP experience. Thank you for hitting the like button, subscribing, sharing, and turn on all notifications so that you know when I have a whole new video up. Was that intro a little too much? I usually get bored doing the same thing, and sometimes I like to try something a little different. So hopefully you guys liked it. Anyway, this video is going to be about when women implement the triangle offense. Okay. What that means is the 3 degrees of separation. This is a situation where both people should know who they was dealing with. And we see this a lot with the P. Diddy case, with women that will date bad boys and think they can change them, and men that will date women that are swinging on poles, or not to say all Instagram models are bad, but they are narcissistic women that's attractive, that's just all about the money, and they will think they will be able to tame those women and turn them good. And most of the time, that stuff ends up blowing up in your face. I have 2 videos. I have one with Brent Cooper, which I agree with a lot of what she said. How though she's a little off, as usual, but her heart is in the right place. And let me make this clear with Fresh and Fit. I know they get a bad rap, and I know they have that thing going on with Abba and Preach. And actually, I was at ground zero when that thing first happened between those two. So I don't have no dog in that fight, but I understand why Abba and Preach did get mad. But I think they had just a bad misunderstanding. But let me finish this point with Fresh and Fit. I credit them for exposing women's behavior in real time, because they were the first to do it, to pull women on there. Of course, though, that's only a certain group of women, but that's a lot of women. We're gonna hit the ground running with this video, and I'll be right back.
No, this is not the dub that you think it is. The fact that he brought her home to meet his mother and then threw her under the bus. And it really was moral high ground of, I won't do it. I won't put the child through. Welcome back to the comment section. I'm Brett Cooper. A couple weeks ago, I got myself into a bit of hot water when I did an episode about Fresh and Fit and the abortion scandal that they have been dealing with. The Red Pill folks on Twitter got pissed, Fresh and Fit got pissed, and spent a lot of time and energy being angry at me on their stream, but I genuinely do not care, and my principles that dictated how I responded to that story haven't changed. Very sorry to break it to you. But now we do have more information coming out about this story, so we do need to go through the update because there is a crucial element that now we know. Before we dive into this though, make sure that you like this video, subscribe to the channel if you've not already, and ring that notification bell so that you never miss a comment section episode. All right, so we will link the original episode below because there is a lot of context there. I recommend going and watching it if you've not seen it already. But the long and short of it is that Fresh and Fit is a male empowerment podcast, and the hosts go by Fresh and Fit. Their real names are Walter and Myron, and they primarily talk about the relationships between men and women and the problems that the sexes are facing in the modern age. Many of those problems are based upon each other and caused by each other. And one topic that really stands out because it is such a constant on their show is them talking about women needing to take accountability. You know, men do this well, but women, they need to get their act together. They just need to have personal responsibility, take accountability, which obviously I do agree with. So when Fresh allegedly got a woman pregnant and then told her to get an abortion because he didn't want to be a dad, well, that was the perfect ironic twist, obviously, because look who wasn't taking accountability now. Look who didn't want to be a father and told this woman to go get an abortion. I got a lot of flack for pointing this out and talking about this story. And the argument that they decided to use against me in the aftermath was that this woman is allegedly, she's allegedly, and therefore she's crazy and not worth listening to whatsoever. However, she is and allegedly a crazy that he told that he loved and took home to meet his mother and had unprotected sex with because allegedly he said he wanted to have a family with her. So I don't really think that's the dunk they hope it is. Just from my point of view, maybe you think that's really cool. I certainly don't think that is a great thing. I think you guys know that. As I said in my original episode, if you do not want to have a child, do not be dumb. There are ways to prevent that. Condoms are readily available literally everywhere. If you are a man and you don't want to have a child and you don't want to wear condoms, you can get a vasectomy. If you know that is not going to be in your future, a woman can be on birth control. There are so many options in 2024. There are so many smart, proactive, moral ways to go about this instead of advocating for the killing of a baby that did nothing wrong. If this child actually exists, it did nothing wrong and it should not face the consequences for your irresponsible actions. And you'll never change my mind about that. This does not need to be a conversation that we are having. And then secondly, people were saying, well, Brett, she could be lying about all of this. And literally, yes, I said that in the episode. I said, yeah, maybe she is crazy. Maybe she's making all this up. I don't know this woman. But right now, with the information that we have available, the texts, the audio recordings, the live streams, everything, we can see that one party is advocating for the abortion and the other is not. And it's ironic, so we're going to discuss it. We're going to have a great time doing it. And my conclusion was that they had both done irresponsible things because they engaged in unprotected sex without commitment. Like, that is bad, irresponsible behavior because you know that a life can be created. That is a very, very serious thing. All of that is the background. That's my point of view. But now we do have an update because apparently this girl who posted online crying about how Fresh didn't want to have the baby, she thought that they were going to have a family together. She has decided to now have the abortion. So she is no better than anybody else. Watch this video.
Yeah, so I'm not going to be able to keep the baby.
Oh, you're not. You're not going to be able to keep the baby. No, come on, the drama. Like, girls, save us the crocodile tears. This whole thing is just rough. Green, speaking of rough. Now, if you've watched the show for any amount of time, I'm sure you know that we love rough greens over here. You guys have started to love rough greens, and I know that your dogs love rough greens. Now,
And we are going to fast forward past that because I do not get paid for rough greens to advertise on this channel. But if you want to go to her channel, which you should give her a subscribe, which she has enough subscribers already, but you can see this segment and it is for a good cause for your dog. But once again, I don't get paid, so I'm not going to show that advertisement here. Plus, I wanted to jump on in. She's not wrong in what she's saying. I am definitely one of those fairness type of people. If we are advocating for women to have accountability, we as men need to also be accountable as well. But I realize a lot of men in this space will say one thing and don't do it themselves. And once again, they're more successful, more up in the hierarchy than me. So they can pretty much do as they want to do. But for me, myself, and I, if I'm going to tell somebody to do something, I have to try to do it myself. And of course, though, nobody's perfect, but once again, to blatantly fumble the bag or either say something and then totally do the opposite, that doesn't sit right for me. But everybody has to live their own life. But for me, I have to try to do what I'm telling other people to do. So Brett is correct on this thing right here. The only thing is, though, which she does come at the woman as well because of the baby thing, and I can tell she's like pro life, and she definitely feel passionate for the unborn babies, which, you know, I sympathize on both sides here. I kind of get it, but my thing is, well, I believe everybody should have a choice. But when I say everybody should have a choice, the man should also have a choice if he does not want the baby. So if she has the right to abort the baby, he should have the right to be like, hey, I don't want the baby, so I should not be forced to provide for the baby. So these are conversations that you need to have with the person that you are laying down with, which a lot of us are not doing. So I will let her continue.
Back to something that is objectively not as healthy as rough greens, not taking accountability for your actions. You did this whole stream victimizing yourself. Oh, I'm not going to be able to. No, like that removes the responsibility from you. If this child exists, if you are carrying a baby, you are choosing to have an abortion. You are making the choice to not go through with this pregnancy. Be honest, this is not something that is happening to you. This is a choice you made by having sex, and this is a choice that you are making by ending this life if you are actually pregnant. And then she went on later in the video to share her rationalizations about why she was not going to be able to have the baby.
I'm not going to be a single mother. I don't want my baby grow up without a father. Even until now, he's not showing up. I asked him to do a DNA test. I asked him to speak out. He refused. Instead, he's been acting like a child on the show and playing a song like celebrating me being single mother.
That's embarrassing. That is completely, it's disgusting. Like, oh, she's not going to be a single mom. Okay, what a slap in the face to all the women who did the right thing, who did the hard thing, who dealt with the consequences, who sacrificed for their unplanned children. That is the right thing. This behavior is abhorrent. A child's value in this world is not based on how it was conceived or the situation into which it was born. That does not make it any less than whatsoever. And she has this whole argument where she's basically taking the moral high ground, saying that, oh, I don't want to bring a child into the world without a father. That's not the right thing to do. That does not justify killing your child. Never. And now both people in this situation are treating this child, if it even exists, as if it's just nothing. It's terrible, terrible behavior. Completely. And even if the child doesn't exist and she made all of this up for clicks, Fresh's response is still abhorrent as well. Now, I was happy to find myself in the comment section. That is always a joy. This guy tweeted and said, so she could force him to do a DNA test in the state of Florida. She just doesn't want to be dragged through the court system where she knows that she'll be obliterated. I don't know that for a fact. Maybe she's lying. Who knows? I wonder what Brett Cooper has to say about this. Oh, wait, the hit piece is already out there, so she will stay silent. I'm sorry, buddy. I'm actually right here. I didn't do this episode sooner because I was busy earlier this week doing an episode with Jordan Peterson, who is actually a good role model for men instead of these guys. But now I'm back, and there is new information about the circumstances, so obviously I'm going to talk about it, but it doesn't really change my opinion about this being completely avoidable and irresponsible. The only thing that has really changed is that I now believe that there are two bad actors in this situation. And the posts on X have been fiery. Somebody commented and said, two degenerate people doing degenerate people things. This clown show is both they're doing. Yes, you should both take responsibility. Somebody else commented and said they are both in the wrong. If you don't want children, you shouldn't be having sex. At least take precautions. It's the bare minimum. You know how you can stay out of this mess? Oh, wow. by not having unprotected sex. It is literally that simple. Or just sex in general with people that you don't want to have children with and people that you do not know or trust or shouldn't trust. It is not worth the risk. Obviously, in this day and age, people want to throw sex around and say that it's meaningless, it doesn't matter. It does matter. It matters biologically. It takes a huge toll on our hormones and our pair bonding, but it also has very serious consequences. Obviously, these consequences can be beautiful things because children are incredible and they are a gift, but that is a consequence of your actions that you have to be prepared for. It is serious. And I don't think these people thought that through. Somebody else commented and said, don't want fornication prizes? Don't fornicate. Again, very simple, an easy fix. If you knew that this girl was an if she was displaying crazy Miami vibes, then I'm sorry, but you should not have slept with her. That would completely remove you from this situation where she possibly got pregnant or is lying about being pregnant to extort you. Completely avoidable. I would also suggest not bringing an home to meet your mom. Like, even Pearl could have told you that. Pearl could tell you that. But seriously, like, you could have kept yourself out of the situation from the get-go. And that's why I think it is totally ridiculous, which I said in the first episode as well, and I will continue to stand by that. But yes, based on the new information that is coming out, this girl is displaying absolutely immature, selfish behavior. And if there actually is a baby, she should be taking accountability. And if there's not, then she should be honest and say, I lied about it. But what she is currently doing and promoting online is disgusting and wrong, and that is a fact. And I'm glad that she has now shown her true colors. But this whole situation is just ridiculous, and this is a prime example of what not to do. If you are a man or a woman, does not matter, do not do this. And I will leave it at that, and we can all just move on.
The one thing about me is I can admit when I'm wrong, and I can admit when somebody is right. I know it's so hard for both men and women to do this right here. But I will say that Brett Cooper was correct in this one, pretty much 99%. Now, the reason why I gave her 99% was I did not see the original video, but I know a lot of people, because of how a lot of people feel about Fresh and Fit, automatically took the woman's side in this. And I heard her talk, and she has that angel, that false angel vibe with her that will automatically make most people think, oh, she's beautiful and she's a victim here and she got totally used and abused by Walter. Unfortunately, she's not so innocent. And this is why I mean about the triangle thing. Wait a minute. It gets better with Abba and Preach. Let's see how small this world is.
Again! Today's update's kind of crazy. I never thought I'd be making this video, but you know what? If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Was I wrong? Not really. Kind of. Maybe. You be the judge. You idiot! Relax, bro. I'm going to do something that's going to make you look a little bit better.
Picking coconuts in Barbados.
Yeah. Just kidding. So I thought this whole Abba and Preach, Daisy, Fresh and Fit debacle, the whole arc was done. But another twist came down the way. 2 twists. One twist you guys already might know of. She didn't keep the baby.
I'm not going to kill my baby because I planned the baby with him. But just everything, like, after everything's going on, like, really, like, I'm not going to be a single mother. I don't want my baby grow up without a father. Even until now, he's not showing up.
Not the biggest twist. I predicted this in the last video. I said, listen, now me personally, this is how I think it's all going to end. I don't think she's going to keep the kid. I think everyone's going to be able to move on. And I think it's the best thing for everybody. Okay? I know I memed about having this kid named Abba. I think it's funny. But I don't actually want that to happen. I don't want some kid to be born in these circumstances. And now, her not keeping the kid. Abba Chen. Hey, man, it's sad what they did to you. It's sad that you don't get to come into this world. But I ain't surprised. And considering the parental situation, your boy think it might be for the best. I mean, you got a deadbeat dad who don't want to be involved and a mom who's kind of using you as leverage and some kind of... It's a bit of a weird situation, no? Does her not keeping the baby make sense? Absolutely. But what does it also mean? It means that Daisy's lying, right? It does. She's talking about, I'm religious. In my religion, we don't kill.
In my religion, we don't kill.
Then you get rid of the baby. Something don't add up. There's enough of these little tidbits where I'm like, right? Now, some of you were wondering, where's Preach? Hey, listen, Preach ain't always got to be here because Preach not ready for this energy. You dig what I'm saying? Because I hit up Preach and I was like, yo, you going to show up? He's like, I don't know. I'm like, bro, you need to come with that energy. What energy? I was like, boys being boys. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you just roll through and then I just grab your junk, make sure that shit's still looking funk. You know what I'm saying? You know, you're boys being boys. You're comrade in arms. Now come here so I can hold you in my arms. And he's like, nah, I'm staying home with my wife. I'm like, whatever, nigga. That's gay. Spending time with your girl, gay. Don't want to hang out with the boys that cuddle up, gay. So Preach not here right now, but I'm here with you guys to give you the important updates. Because let's be honest, that's what y'all want, okay? So Abba, were you wrong? Kind of, not really. I hedged just enough. But let's be honest, I made Daisy seem a little bit more credible than she actually was. And the truth is, she was lying about a lot of things. But the twist gets crazier. Because as I'm reaching out, talking with her, you get information initially when we were going to do the first video, the weeks go by, and she keep messaging me. But she messaging me weird stuff. Now, I'm not going to get into too many details, all right? Generally speaking, when someone DMs me, I keep it private. However, if they tell me lies and I repeat them lies, or they start acting shifty, which then hurts my credibility, you don't get none of that privacy because you use our private correspondence to be a shifty person.
You know it! I'll make you the fucking sodomite that you really are, you fucking pussy!
Myron, you realize that if you made me a sodomite, that would make you a sodomite.
Again!
Here's the thing that was weird to me. Yeah, homegirl's trying to flirt with me. She's like, yo, I know you want me. And I was like, huh? She's like, I know it. You want me. Now please download Snapchat. I'm like, nah, I don't want no more apps. She's like, please do it for me. And she thought that shit was gonna work. I was like, nah. It's like, so why are you talking to me then? And I was like, listen, you just had an abortion. I just made sure you good. That's it. And, you know, she's trying to lay it on thick. And I'm like, listen, I'm like, lady, why are you being so aggressive? It's not like we out here sharing every detail about our lives. Like, why are you trying to say something? This is weird. Like, let me get this straight. You just date one YouTuber, okay? It goes horribly. You get pregnant by him after you accelerated the whole process insanely fast. Then you thinking about going through an abortion, which you do end up doing, and you lie about the timeline. And then with the person that was helping you to expose all these details, you trying to start some kind of illicit relationship. Huh? Listen here. I like to cover days of our lives, but I ain't trying to be in it. My name ain't Walter. I ain't from Barbados, I don't like coconuts, and I ain't into tricking. That's not for me. I want my personal life to be free of abortions, free of drama, baby mamas, and everything in between. I'm not down for that. Now, I think it's really weird that you trying to get back into anything that's even remotely close. So why are you trying so hard? And here's the thing, let's be honest. Let's be honest. A woman that looks like that and takes pictures like that ain't laying it on thick with a nigga that look like me. I ain't saying I don't get it in. I ain't saying girls don't check for me. But a girl that look like that take pictures like that, ain't making no advances on me. Unless it's for that shmoney. No, we don't have to lie to ourselves. Don't get me wrong. I do get my DMs. They don't look like that. Okay? And I ain't a dreamy type. I ain't no MLK. I ain't no sleep, no American dream, no nothing. I live in reality. I date real normal people. Maybe they come knock once. This girl done did it like 2-3 times. And I said, oh, I'm like, there's no way you're that person. We don't have any reason. So of course I'm suspicious. She claimed that she'd kept the kid. Turns out she'd already had the abortion about 2 weeks before. So she'd been lying to everybody, right? Because she ended up getting caught in a live stream drinking. And everyone's like, wait, aren't you pregnant? And then she's like, oh, no, I wasn't drinking alcohol. Then she had to walk her back and said, guys, I'm not keeping the kid. I just got the abortion. She'd already gotten it while. That's why she was drinking on. She'd been lying, folks. She'd been lying about that portion. The day she went to go get them ultrasounds and all that stuff, by that point, apparently she'd already gotten it done. That's right. Somebody apparently got in touch with her pimp. Yeah. They found out she really was a night worker. Yeah. But I ain't gonna give you the details on that. That'll be Tree of Logic who's gonna do that. And what's more, she was going through Walter's stuff, some of his jewelry boxes. Yeah. We got us a bad one right here. Or guys, go check out Tree of Logic because she's gonna be dropping a vid with all the receipts and everything. But all this to say, what does all of this mean in the grand scheme of things? Walter, you're a sucker. You fell for that shit? Bro, I'm gonna be honest with you. She hyper aggressive, but she ain't skilled. She don't got that finesse. I mean, one of the really good details she did is she paid for part of that bracelet, $15K. You know, that's some next level tricking where you trying to do the long con. That's pretty good. But outside of that, her DM game was trash. The fact that you fell for that isn't because she's talented or she's some con artist, is that you really wanted to believe that she was super into you. Because the way I seen her text me, I was like, oh, girl, your message, you must be running game with 30 different dudes. Ain't no way. My girl got a football roster full of dudes. She probably texts them like this. Walter, you're supposed to be an expert, but you fell for really lame game. And you nutted inside her and you got her pregnant. Now, we all grateful that she didn't keep it because that baby would have deserved way better than y'all two as parents. How do we wrap all this up? The dudes in the red pill don't practice what they preach. Now, as for me, we're being honest. We gave her a little bit more charitability than she probably deserved. But, hey, man, you know, it's all good because we didn't say she is one thing or another. The only people who said she wasn't an escort was who? Fresh and Fit.
But then she's running around and telling Abba and Preach and all these other simps, oh, I'm not an escort, and they're believing it. Oh, okay, I believe it. Letting her tell you all these lies. A question for you, bro. What proof do you have that she's an escort? This girl comes from a rich-ass family.
Yeah, bro.
You know how difficult it is to get a fucking visa as a Chinese national to come to the United States as often as she does? She comes from a very wealthy family, bro.
Here's where you're wrong. One, she's on the court. And two, I didn't buy a bracelet.
Bro, you thought that shit was gonna work on me? You don't know how I roll. Cause we out here being boys with the boys. She's out here holding each other's junk, walking down the street. Sometimes your nigga got his knee all banged up from working out and shit. So he need a little bit of a support. Like,
all jokes aside, it's kind of sad that my brothers are still beefing. When did that beef really start? I think that was like 2018, 2019, or was it? No, it wasn't that early. But it was around like 2019 or something. 2018, 2019. And they still going at it. Or was it 2020? Either way, that was like years ago. But I remember, I believe Myron said something about Preach's wife and man, which, however, though, why would you go there? And of course, they're still going at it. And the funny thing is, though, Abba was on Fresh and Fit's show at one point in time. But I know that other nationalities have this problem of not getting along with other men, but it always seems like when black men start beefing, it has to always take on this crazy energy and it keeps going and is online and everybody knows about it. I don't know. It's sad. Hopefully one day maybe those four will bury the hatchet at one point in time. But getting back to the point of the video. This is why I call it the woman's triangle offense. Because the woman, it didn't work with Walter. Then she runs to Abba and Preach. And she knows those two are enemies. That's a real trifling thing that women have. That they will go try to sleep with your enemy or hook up with your enemy. I'm pretty sure some of my exes have did this. Dudes that they know that I don't like. Those are the ones they end up smashing. Okay? Not some random dude, even though they probably did that too, but they will go for that dude that they know that I did not really care for. And maybe it's probably to get back at me for something, but what if you are wrong? Maybe you thought I did something and then you climbed on top of somebody else. Or, of course, is that thing of tit for tat. She does something, I do something, and then she takes it up a level. I'm really tired of coming across those types of women. Hopefully, one day I can come across a woman that does not try to play with my mind. because I'll know what's going on. And usually I'll start playing with her. But see, this is why I'm concentrating on getting the big finances. That way I don't get attached to any one woman. And that way I can meet a bunch of women. And when they start pissing me off, I can just get rid of them quickly. Because it seems like when I'm treating them good, they start doing the triangle offense, talking to other guys or trying to hook up with guys that like a friend of mine or somebody I know or somebody I don't like or something. And they had what's the word for that? They had this article one time that I was reading that they say 50% of women have a backup plan. And of course, though, that's a little off subject of what's going on here. But like Abba said, while she was talking to Walter, who knows how many other men was in her DMs. And of course, though, I know a woman will always say, well, men are cheating and they're talking to other women. Well, don't y'all supposed to be better? And of course, though, she's picking that type of dude right there. So this is where I don't agree with Brit. So maybe I'll put her down to 95%. I would not want a baby born in that type of condition with a father that doesn't want the baby and the mother that really doesn't want the baby neither, but is really trying to use it as a bargaining piece or chip. So, and I have to be honest. I mean, I saw that woman, even though she probably had some work done to her. And going by her personality, even though it's probably an act, I have to admit, that's a woman that probably would, well, probably because of the level that I'm at now, that if a woman like that was hollering at me, yeah, I probably would kind of fall for that in a way. I'm just being honest because I mean, she is my type and her personality would fit what I'm looking for. But, however, I would now the one thing that does save me now is I look at the men that she has been messing with. So if I knew that she was going with like Fresher Fit or something, I probably would be like, well, what other guys do you go for? And if I see a pattern, then definitely I would not take that woman seriously. Because obviously she's used to a certain type of, and of course my alarm goes off right now. So give me a like, a subscribe. Have a good day. Thank you.
Tough. This one's really tough, but I need you to listen to this. A lot of girls are always talking to other dudes. So what I'm trying to say is, your girl's always gonna talk to other dudes. But when there's a guy she thinks is ugly or a guy that doesn't interest her, she's gonna go and be like, babe, like, this dude hit me up. Just so she can pretend like she's telling you about it. But in reality, for every guy she shows you, there's like 3 more she ain't talking about, you know? Stay safe. I love you.